It is like a finger pointing away to the moon.
Thinking is medieval. They are asking all the wrong questions.
I'm sure. Good luck on that subway ride home, you miserable, ugly f***ing wives.
People don't know what they want until you show it to them.
Trust me, I'm not driving a 7 Series without strippers.
I think I read Warren Buffett say something like that.
What?
Right.
Who's Warren Buffett?
Dude, okay, I had a dream that I was so confident we were going to hit 55 that I was like fervently looking through my trading app trying to figure out how to do 50x leverage, and I didn't know like what I was doing. I was just like clicking around, and then I woke up like halfway through the night, and I had my phone in my hand with my trading app open, and I was like halfway through the process.
Oh no.
So I don't know.
You were sleep trading.
I almost sleep leveraged like my house away.
That's awesome.
It was kind of awesome.
That's kind of similar to what I told you and Sean the other night, how I was on acid one night.
Oh yeah.
Texting somebody, and by the next morning I had my bag packed and my passport out, and flights to Japan pulled up on my phone.
Oh.
And I was like, as soon as I'm sober, I'm going to buy these flights and go to Japan.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. We needed to not sleep or do drugs.
But here's the thing. It did hit 55. I wouldn't have known how to done the strike price or the mark price.
Oh, so it would have worked out for you.
Yeah. I don't trust myself to hit the numbers right in that mode. But, yeah, I was pretty confident in the 55, which we held 54 all day. And then we did like a massive uptick into the 55. We just lost that. We finally have a little chart in the background, which is very cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
Yeah.
And a new set, which...
New set?
For all two of our viewers.
Yeah,
yeah.
welcome to the new set.
Welcome to the new set. It's
we'll
pretty
see
dope.
if this is the permanent digs. Who knows?
So far, so good. So yeah, where do you want to start? I guess the biggest thing we have going on this week is Stimmy's announced.
Oh, Stimmy Turner.
What day are they actually releasing the funds?
There was like a 48-hour delay. It just kind of was getting bounced between House and the Senate from what it sounded like. I think the Senate sent it back to the House. From everything that I've heard, the week of the 15th is when people should start getting their checks.
So next week?
Yes, next week.
Good.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to have issues. 2019 tax returns are still not processed for a lot of people. The IRS is like is being a joke right now. So much of this stuff is not processed.
Yeah, a good portion still have not gotten the last check.
Yeah. And this is going to be $1,400 per person, and if you have a child, $1,400 for them. You have 5 kids, $1,400 per kid. You have a dependent, like your mom is your dependent, you get the $1,400 on their behalf.
So you have a responsibility if you have children to take their check and put it in Bitcoin for them.
Thank you.
That's your responsibility.
That's called retirement planning early.
Yes.
Yeah. That's crazy. Everybody over, I believe it's 75K. I've heard 75 and 80K. I believe it's 75K. So that's a good chunk of people that's single, and then married. It was double that, obviously. But
do we have stats on last time Stimmies went out? Was there a noticeable pump, or is that something we're all just kind of assuming is going to happen?
No, I'm pretty sure both Stimmies mean Bitcoin pumps, but also meme pumps, which
for sure. Yeah.
Ironically enough, we've been seeing. Yeah. We've been seeing, dude, GameStop. I don't know what it is, but the squeeze was not squoze.
Nope. What is it today?
Apparently,
what did it close on?
It hit like I think it closed at 247.
Nice.
Just under 250.
And we don't know why.
No, I love it because when you go to like traditional financial sites that just be like, oh, this thing did this. A lot of them are auto-generated. This one was not. But it said Bitcoin shares pumped 43% today because...
Bitcoin shares?
Did I say Bitcoin?
Mm-hmm.
GME shares, Bitcoin on the brain. That's how it goes during this season.
Oh, that's a good mistake.
GME shares shot up 43% today on news that investor Ryan Cohen is trying to take the company digital. That was the headline.
Yeah, right.
And I was like, that is not why GameStop pumped almost to...
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
And
honestly, he said that months ago. It's just the fact that they're still trying to like tell the narrative in reverse is just such an
They don't want to admit that it's just still kind of a meme thing. And it's just getting pumped. There's not really any reason for it.
I really don't. It defies all logic because I really thought when they took the wind out of the sails. So I bought.
So did they.
Yeah, they thought they pulled.
I'm telling you, Elon Musk turned the stock market into crypto. Now it can just do whatever it wants.
Yep, we showed the chart the last time. It like EPS, it doesn't matter anymore. Mm-mm. Like a stock has always been worth what we decide it's worth. It's just now less of those indicators are mattering. Yep. But I think this goes into people are very disenfranchised with the concept of the dollar. And it's, I think the narrative around that is pretty right. The stimulus package is $1.9 trillion that they just passed. Mm-hmm. Pomp put a good tweet, and I did a little quick math on that. From September 2019 to now, which is March, 26% of all U.S. dollars were printed.
That doesn't sound good.
That doesn't sound good at all. That's a quarter of all dollars that have ever been printed have been printed between September 2019. So like a year and 6 months.
That is wild.
Unbelievable.
And it sounds like a good portion of it's been going straight into the crypto market, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
That's what Pomp's saying. Just trading your phony money for some real money.
Exactly. Yeah. They're the ones shooting themselves in the foot. So yeah, get out of fake money, which happens to be the world's reserve currency. Now that's becoming more and more ironic.
Yeah, we can just call it that.
Look, yeah, I mean it's pretty.
Now what? I forgot what podcast I was listening to. I wish I could remember. They were talking about what will happen. The final nail in the coffin for this fiat inflation shit is going to be when central banks start printing money just to buy crypto or Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is non-inflationary or non-deflationary.
Yeah. Well, so, I guess they would use. See, they can't technically add to the money supply. The Fed has to add to the money supply. But yeah, I guess it would be them just taking a part of their investment portfolio into Bitcoin would be huge, because I think it would signify the fact that they need some gain. This kind of ties into something I also saw on Twitter that I put down there, that I don't understand how this flew under the radar. In March 2020, the Fed removed all reserve restrictions on banks and depository institutions.
What does that mean?
So no matter how much you lent, it used to be there was like low tranche and then there was like high risk. They like sorted out the money that you would lend out, and depending on how much you lent out, you had to keep a reserve of liquidity like on hand, which is like when you get things like depression, you get the sell off, you get people are calling back their money too quickly, so they're like you have to have at least a portion. It was at 3% and 10%. Like the low tranche stuff was 3%, and then I think the higher risk was 10%. They moved both to 0%. There is no longer any liquidity reserve requirement for depository institutions starting in March 2020. That means that they are completely autonomous in how they handle their own cash reserves. But like they were bailed out with our money. Yep. It's not their money in the first place, because they were irresponsible with it the first time. So now they are given a longer leash with more money, and we assume, like the Fed assumes, that they're going to fix it this time. I can't even track the line of thinking besides like it's all a scam, put your money in Bitcoin. I really don't know the logical, unless it was like they had to pump lending during the pandemic, but then why not reverse it? Like it was a forever thing.
Is there no timeline to reverse? No. They have no end game, or is it?
No, it was like, hey, going forward, this is how we're going to do it. Now they might reverse.
That doesn't sound good.
I just can't believe I didn't even hear about this until I follow a really cool underground. This guy's got like 200 followers, but everything he tweets out is like solid gold. I'll give you all the alpha in a couple weeks, maybe. But yeah, he brought that up, and I had to look it up. And yeah, straight on the Fed's website, they just like described it, and I was like, why?
That's kind of scary and kind of exciting.
Because yeah.
At this point, like I don't know. We're just along for the ride at this point.
The end of the world means the start of Bitcoin?
Exactly.
Well, that's kind of how we've been joking about it for years.
I would like to own more Bitcoin than I own right now before that really happens. But watching it unfold in front of you is pretty funny.
Yeah. Just depends how long it's going to take.
I think it's going to take a lot less time than we think.
Or
at least that's what all the smart people say.
That's fair. I expect slow moves on these big things, but then I also expect the normal person gets rugged. Like the big people who know where to move their money and hear things that we don't hear, when they start to get worried, that's the time you get to listen, because the median person will not get out in time.
Yeah.
Just statistically speaking, they're the ones who are going to get rugged. So it's like, how do you get over that? I hope it's a 51% mark. I hope it's not.
I hope
80.
us being on crypto Twitter is just enough.
That's what I'm hoping. I hope that puts me over into like a couple percentage points into like, I'm going to hear about it before.
Yeah.
Definitely before 50%.
If I'm reading my timeline, I'm in the safe zone.
That's what I like to think, but that doesn't.
This is on you, Kobe.
Yes, seriously. But doesn't make me any less of a doomer.
We'll see. Yeah, we might be just as stupid and think we're not, but I don't know.
Oh, yeah, the final point on the cash is that the stimulus package, the 1.9 trillion, that's double Bitcoin's entire market cap right now.
Hilarious.
Because we keep floating back in like right around $1 trillion. And yeah, they just did that in cash in a day.
Great.
Sure, it's a couple months late, but they just, there you go, with the stroke of a pen.
We love to see it.
You love to see
so
it.
much of it's coming back this way.
Why would it not? Like what part of that like inspires confidence in holding cash?
Yeah, what else are you supposed to do with your, I guess pay bills. But other than pay bills,
yeah,
just buy Bitcoin.
Yeah.
What else we got on here?
Oh god, yeah. Talking about USD just makes me so sad.
Yeah,
Let's get away from that.
Let's talk about something.
Want to talk about Ethereum?
I want to talk about Ethereum because
I love Ethereum.
yeah, I guess transitioning off the NFT craze of last week, gas fees are still ridiculous.
They are. And they know it. I think
Yeah,
everybody knows it.
I don't know much about the Berlin hard fork other than it's just
Yeah.
they're just trying to fix some of the gas fee situation.
Right. I read up a little bit on it. Like we say, how many times we got to say that we're not that technical?
Yeah.
'cause
Anyone
when I
listening
think-
now knows that by now.
Yeah. When I think hard fork, I was like, oh, I have one, and they're going to give me another of a thing. That's
Yeah,
like,
I don't-
that's
yeah,
like
I
the
don't
split.
think-
I think of it like a stock split, but apparently that's not what it is. The hard fork, Berlin hard fork, supposed to go live in April, from what they put out there, and they're
And
testing.
this is like it's already like 6 months late or something. It's going to be.
Is this okay? Because
it was
I know
supposed to happen in December.
Okay, so there's
it
the
got
Berlin
postponed.
hard fork, and then the EIP 1559, 1559, whatever.
Sure.
That's kind of the one I heard more rumblings about. I guess that they're calling that the London upgrade, and then that was the one that's pushed back. That's supposed to be in July. So this one's supposed to go in April, and from what I can tell, it's just protocol changes to get like the fee structure under control. And I don't know.
So is this like it's just a Band-Aid until 2.0? That's kind of what it sounds like.
I guess, yeah. Which 2.0 is just the layer 2 on top of it, I assume, which is supposed to increase efficiency. Mm-hmm. We gotta take a coding class, man.
Yeah. I mean, I know. Like I said, I tried to read Mastering Ethereum. I just didn't get through enough of it to even feel like I needed to finish the book. I feel like it's so hard to even. I don't know.
How many white papers have you read?
None.
0. Yeah, okay.
I've read no white papers.
I just wanted to know because I feel like that's the.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not gonna fake the funk. I don't care.
Yeah.
Did you read the Bitcoin white paper?
No.
Okay, cool, great. We're on the same page.
Yeah. No. The best tweet I saw was that you start reading the white paper when you're down 25%.
Oh, well, then we're really late on that too.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. By the time we were down 25% after our 2017-18 run, it was
Yeah.
like it's over.
That's hilarious.
That was fun money that we got to burn.
No, I mean the idea is that like we'll get marginally smarter as we do this podcast because we'll be forced to research things like
True.
this. So that's,
even this quick thing that we threw together.
yeah, so I have no qualms about like not knowing the tech behind that kind of stuff just yet, but that's dope.
So, and I don't think it's not a coincidence that I don't really like the term ETH killer, but a lot of people use the Ethereum killer term. A lot of those have been pumping today.
Yep.
And it kind of already were. It's like, strong market.
I mean, I feel like the last few weeks that's been kind of the narrative. It's
I think so. I think, but today, because you saw everything pump, you were
Yeah.
seeing 25 and 30% on some of
Are
these
you
guys.
in any of those?
I'm only in Algo because it all goes up.
Right, I forgot. We talked about this too. I remember. Yeah, I specifically asked you last night. I was like, "Wait, why did you actually buy Algo?" And you were like, "No, like."
You thought I was gonna have a real answer.
Yeah, I figured maybe by now we would have real answers for why we buy things.
No, I
but-
found a troll tweet about Algo, and I was
Right.
like, it all goes. And I made a cool little pun
I love it.
on Twitter, and I bought it at 44 cents, and it's like at $1.20. So
See, it always works.
It always works.
Just meme yourself in.
that's kind of what I was thinking. And
Don't read
then
the white
yesterday,
paper.
I found out that it's like a platform that they want
Right.
you want to build tokens on top of that platform. I didn't know that. Solana's the other big one that you hear a lot
No.
about. I should have gotten Sol. It was down to 11 recently. It's been like 14 has been its nice zone, but still, I got some room to run. Polkadot had a couple months ago was when they went on an absolute tear.
I've seen a lot of projects being released on Polkadot
Yep. And I
being
think-
announced in the last 2 weeks.
I think what's kind of setting Polkadot like ahead of the others is KSM. I don't write the KSM, which I believe is Kasama. Dang it, I should have written down the full thing. KSM is like a testing protocol on Dot, which is the same like infrastructure, but it allows more projects to like take part in it in like an experimental stage, and then depending on how well they do on that, they can be like in the regular Dot mainframe, mainnet, or whatever. So
Okay.
they're allowed to, not allowed to, but they're able to maybe capture some more upside because people that wouldn't work on one of the big boys can kind of play around in the KSM. And KSM actually had double the gains that Dot did today. So I thought that was very curious. That maybe
How would that work? I mean, that's
well,
cool.
because they're separate coins.
That's true.
But Dot pumped like 15, maybe a little bit more than that, and then KSM was up like 30-something%. And I think maybe it's people are discovering it for the first time, or maybe there is more need for an experimental like platform to work on. That
Yeah, I think people are just excited about new projects right now. Everyone's trying to ape into stuff.
Yep, agreed.
So that's, I mean,
Other two I would mention is Cosmos and Avalanche. Avalanche had a huge day too.
I don't know anything about Cosmos.
No, I think George brings it up a good amount. That and Luna. Luna had a really good day too, and of course I'm not in that. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see those. But yeah, and then kind of like in relation, if the hard fork goes well,
Mm-hmm.
and we can actually see a dip down in gas fees, you got to think that the king's going to keep his throne.
I've been seeing the love for Ethereum grow quite a bit just in the space the last few days, surprisingly. Like, I'm used to seeing a lot more Bitcoin maxis, but for some reason, I don't know, everyone has a lot of faith in Vitalik to fix this gas problem.
I think a part of it, I was going to say, Vitalik is a huge part of it because I think he's just incredibly well-liked, despite his kind of slight awkward demeanor, is that it seems that he means well. He seems to be very open, even if you can't understand him. And the fact that there's a face to it, I just is inspiring confidence. Like, we know he's a smart dude. But then, like, of course, when you think DeFi, you think Ethereum. So if you're bullish on DeFi, you're bullish on Ethereum normally. And then NFTs, even going back to what we talk about next week, I think part of it was that this week especially, there was a huge, like, kind of counter narrative about the climate issue surrounding the NFTs. And I think we first saw it when Elon bought, and everyone said, this is how many trees Elon killed by buying $1.5 billion in Bitcoin.
Well, yes. Okay. That's where the narrative started, where it was like, Bitcoin mining is using X amount of whatever electricity. And then George threw a chart up, though, and it was like, it compared it to like what video games use and what.
Oh, gosh.
It's a fraction of what we use in the rest of society.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious that now that's a standard to judge anything off of.
Yeah.
The amount of electricity it uses.
Yeah,
it just feels like a cop-out. Like, that's not really an argument.
I was going to say, first, what about central banking? How does central banking electricity compare to Bitcoin?
It was 10x.
Yeah.
So it was.
That doesn't surprise me
Like,
at all.
it's these narratives. I'm not being the deep state guy here, but this is one of those things where it's like there's some narratives being created somewhere from people that are not ready for this thing to pump.
Yeah,
this
reeks of FOMO.
Yeah, so it's just, I don't know.
This reeks of keep it low.
That too.
FOMO.
Just, people. I saw there's arguments in the NFT space now about it being bad for the environment. Like,
of course,
like buying all these digital assets. And I'm like, why is this what you're grandstanding on?
Yeah, and I'm seeing artists do it. And it's like, well, you might have, like, maybe you missed the boat to make a lot of money and you're a little salty. Maybe that's part of it. Maybe if you're a millionaire right now, you'd feel a little differently.
Yeah, it kind of feels like you're not part of the club type thing. Because a lot of people are complaining that, like, because people tweet about how cool it is, all these artists are making so much money now with crypto, and there's always artists underneath saying stuff like, I've uploaded X amount of things to Rarible and nothing is sold. And it's like, so there are a lot of people that feel like they're missing out and they're not in the cool kid club, and that's true. That's going to cause some FOMO. I
mean, that's everything in life. Because we talked about the average price on Rarible is like 16 cents.
Yep.
So, like, you're getting a lot of nobodies out there, but that's the regular art space. They didn't make it in the other art space. They come to the crypto art space. Oh, you still didn't make it?
And you're
salty.
Like, statistically way more likely to kind of hit it big right now in the NFT space if you're an artist. Like, just there's nothing to complain about. It's all positive for the art community, in my opinion. I don't really understand.
Agreed. I feel like I feel like we sometimes sound glib about the entire climate change argument in general.
But in what way?
I just in general I kind of write it off because I feel like it's somebody will make technology will fix this issue for us. I strongly believe that.
It has to. I mean,
it kind of has to.
Yeah, it'll either.
And it will be financially beneficial for that person. Before, it was like the green hippie movement was based on like doing more than your part. And I was like,
no one's going to do that.
I was going to say, I understand the sentiment there, but that's not how you move. That's not how innovation normally happens.
It has to be incentive based.
Right. So the fact that Elon put out that, I guess it's just a competition. Whoever brings him the best carbon capture technology wins like $100 million or something.
Perfect.
Yeah. Like,
run it.
Yeah. You were already going to make money from it, most likely, but now he's like, well, let's just start you out with a nice little chunk of money.
Yep. And it will probably work.
Yeah.
That's probably what will happen.
Listening to Chamath talk about it too as well, because he
yeah, that's his main stick.
Yeah, and I've heard him say something about like the point of no return isn't exactly like a good metric, and we can't really know some of the things that we're claiming.
Yeah, I've been hearing that we're approaching about to cross the point of no return for 4 or 5 years.
I
just kind of feel that that's just like a tagline. That's not really no one's actually taking. What are those measurements? What does that even mean?
Yeah,
I don't think that's really exists.
Well, I guess refreezing. It'd be nice to get some of those polar ice caps back, but
yeah, we could work on that.
Yeah, well, flash freeze. I don't know.
Yeah.
Now we're really out of our depth.
Yeah, that's not crypto at all. I do want to talk about Coinbase a little bit because they've been listing coins like crazy.
Yeah.
I know Sushi and a handful of other coins got announced today. Mm-hmm. And I guess you made a good point. I guess that's because they're going public. And they're just-
Matic, SKL, and Sushi were the kind of the three big ones I saw tweeted out, and then Sushi erupted today.
Did it really?
Yeah, it was going ham.
I've been a sushi fan just from afar for a while now.
Because of the name?
Yes, it was great. And their website looked cool. So I was just like, oh, I don't know what this is at the time. And then ever since then, it's just been going up, and I just still haven't bought it. But
Yep.
so I kind of feel bad.
I always get Sushi and Pancake mixed up. Which one is on the Binance chain?
I don't know.
I believe it's Pancake.
But they're both doing great.
They are both doing
Which
great.
is, I thought Pancake Swap was a joke. when I heard
mean, they kind of all are. Yeah, now there's so many food tokens
Yeah, well,
that have been popping up that I think
expensive
is
joke.
great. Yeah.
It is pretty funny.
Yeah, they are.
So
They're about to IPO.
when is that?
I'm not sure exactly when. All I know is they have a pre-IPO evaluation of $100 billion. It's a lot of money.
That sounds high.
That does sound high, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But their revenue is crazy from what we looked
Do
at.
we expect that to affect us at all, market wise? I almost think no. Like I don't really see that.
Yeah. I
Other
think
than PR, like I don't.
I was gonna say if you talk just from like a story perspective, I think it helps legitimize because we've always talked about when people ask us about it, we're like, get a Coinbase or a Gemini wallet. And just start there. They got the articles. They got like read up on it and earn the crypto. They're a very good like funnel.
Yeah.
To
very user friendly at least.
Yeah, and if you want to get degen,
Initially.
you can do that on your own. So I think it helps legitimize that funnel. So I think people are going to be more comfortable being like, oh, I'll just open up a. It's like how many people would just open up a Robinhood account for no reason, but then be like, ooh, I don't. Coinbase is that's crypto. That's a little like that's the legitimacy of stocks versus crypto. I think this kind of
helps
bolsters
there.
that. Yeah.
That makes sense.
But we're not really going to know. I don't think because there's just too many things factored into the price, and just with this volatility, it'll be interesting to watch the Coinbase stock price as the market moves.
That will be fun.
That will be very interesting.
That is a weird. Yeah, it's also like a lot of these people, a lot of investors to be exposed to the crypto market are just investing in companies like mining companies or just tech companies that are associated with crypto, which confuses me. Are they doing that because they just don't trust the volatility of the crypto market itself? They just feel like because it's a stock, it's more of a
probably
it's a safer. I just don't understand why
you have actual investor protection when you invest in a stock that goes live because you have the SEC kind of like as the police force behind you.
I just feel like if you're actually wanting to be exposed to crypto, you just buy crypto. That doesn't make.
Yeah.
It almost feels like you're like cutting your own feet off. I don't really.
I mean, and like, there's been so much fear of regulatory backlash.
Yeah,
just like even just like that term, we don't even know how it would function. But just the regulatory, how many exchanges just don't operate in the U.S. anymore? Yeah, it's just there's some scariness to it.
Yeah, it just sounds like a cop out. Like, yeah, we're invested in crypto, but not really.
Because I kind of understand it because it's like, would you if you really thought that like weed was about to be federally legal, would you open up a retail shop or would you like invest partially in a warehouse or like a testing lab?
That makes sense.
Like they're always going to need testing labs. They're always going to need warehousing. This is like you always need somebody to mine, and this company like Marathon is a big one that's been kind of moving
and you get to stay on you get to stay on the definitely legal side of the fence.
Yeah, exactly.
No matter what happens. Yeah.
And reporting is easier. Like we talk about taxes, reporting crypto taxes, whereas like you got your stock portfolio and they just send you the 1098 or whatever at the end of the year.
So we got a definite answer about IRS reporting somewhat recently, right? You don't have to.
Yeah, I don't know if definite is the word.
Yeah, this is dumb.
Don't
listen to us at all.
Double not financial advice. If you just hodl, if you just buy and hold, and you're not swapping coins, you do not have to check the box on the 1040 that says, did you buy, purchase, hold, sell, yada, yada, digital currencies? Which is funny because they ask, did you hold? But then there is like a FAQ on the website that says, if I just bought and held during the year, and they said, no, don't check the box.
Is this a new thing? Did they just make this?
I think it's been 2 years. I can't remember if it was on 2018. It was definitely on 2019. I believe.
That's so weird.
They want a list. They want a list of people who were playing in that
hold
world.
Game.
Yeah. Well, in crypto. And I think your name goes on a list. If you check that box, I know that sounds even more doomer of me, but like.
Yeah. No, I mean, that makes sense.
I would assume if you check that box, your audit rate is probably going to be higher over the next 10 years.
Great.
Like that group of people. Mm-hmm. We'll see.
Interesting.
Yeah, they put out they said something about everybody thinks these something all these charges are anonymous, and like we got a message to all the fraudsters out there. We see you.
The IRS said
The
that?
IRS said that. Like an IRS spokesman said that the other day. I was like,
Okay.
I don't. It's just combative is not your job. I don't know.
They haven't finished processing my last 2 years of taxes.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah. Work on your internal controls before you
Yeah.
go and try to wield a stick on something you don't understand.
They do not have time to go searching for a bunch of Reddit kids buying Bitcoin.
No, but they're gonna try.
Yep. That'll be really interesting. What else we got?
I still gotta watch the Tim Ferriss and Vitalik
Yeah, that came out today. You know who else is on it?
podcast. Who?
Naval.
Really?
Yeah. It said featuring Naval, so I assume he comes in and he slides in at the end.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll get a little bit of hate for
Just-
loving Naval so
just
much
like-
now, but
oh.
now he's like so mainstream.
I was gonna
it's
say
not
I
cool to
saw
like
that
Naval.
we were in one of our discords. We were chatting. You brought up Naval, and someone's like, "Yeah, he's okay."
Yeah, I was
and-
like, oh, okay. Like,
And I think it was funny because they were like, "Yeah, he's just not as technical." It's like, "Yeah, that's why we love him. He's just like, I want that level of contentment."
exactly.
That man.
That man is so happy.
Yeah,
I think.
I think he talks about it a lot. Like happiness was a skill that he had to like hone over the years. I was like, "Oh, I respect that."
Yeah, this whole like the whole crypto community is just really good at like as soon as something gets a little bit too big, they're just like,
Yeah,
I just get it
that's
out of
true.
here. I don't understand. I've been seeing increased pomp hate lately too on the timeline.
Because are there too many pomps?
There's 3, right?
There are 5 total. 3 of them are on Twitter.
Yeah.
And it's like Joe and John, which isn't fair because I can never tell which one's which, and their profile picture is like exactly the same.
Is it just because that man's so happy all the time and
I
just
do-
says outrageous shit?
I think that's part of it. And then he goes on, and you know, he went on CNBC with J Cal, was common topic on our podcast, and yeah, he's the Bitcoin shill, and I think he's probably seen as more extreme, and it's just
pretty
like
extreme, yeah.
it's like, bro, you're scaring the folks at home, you know?
But
Like,
is he?
I mean, I'm
I think
sure
he's
he's
good for the
scaring some
space.
grandmas. Like that's what CNBC is
Oh,
for.
you mean with the doom and gloom talk?
Yeah, because he's talking like your dollar is worthless. Like it's kind of the Winklevoss things, which is just like soon toilet paper will be worth more than the U.S. dollar. It's like I get it, man, but like
Yeah, that's not gonna.
they did the Portnoy thing, and they spent like 20 minutes talking about raining gold from this when Elon can make gold rain from the sky, and I was like, that's not how you get the average person to like invest in crypto. They just want to
pretty
make
cool though.
It's pretty cool, but
I was surprised
there are too many layers deep.
I was surprised that story arc didn't go on longer. He just like lost a bunch of money and got out of the market.
Portnoy's got paper hands, man. Like he's not a long-term investor because he does it for a show. So he's moving around so much, he can't just have $250,000 sitting in something because he can't use it as a segment. Like, oh, Bitcoin did a little bit of this. It was just like a couple days of it not moving, and he just got out.
I just feel like he would fit, like, his brand would fit in crypto Twitter so well.
It is. And
if he did this the right way, it would be hilarious. I was hoping he was going to go all in with that.
Yeah, me too.
would've
Which
just
is
been-
hilarious because he bought at 19 and he bought Link at like $8. And he put in like 50 grand in Link and sold it at a loss. Link is at
Christ.
31 right now.
And he's pissed.
I know, yeah. He went up and got all mad about it. It's like, that's what we told you. Everybody told you.
Just wait.
You just got to sit on it.
He held it for a week,
Yeah.
if that.
Yeah. It was right around. Yeah, it was bad.
I hope he comes back to the light because I was very excited for
Yeah.
Davey Day Trader on crypto.
For
That was
sure.
gonna be
He's doubled
hilarious.
down on the meme stocks thing. You saw he's got an ETF, Buzz ETF, and it's just a collection of meme stocks.
Awesome.
Which
What,
is-
wait, what else is in there? Just GameStop, AME,
I'm
AMC?
assuming it'd be COS, BlackBerry. Just
Cool.
if you walked around an abandoned mall, is what you would see. BlackBerry and COS, like this, and GameStop, AMC. Yeah, it's just like what got destroyed during the pandemic.
I'm in.
Well, yeah, it's hilarious.
God damn it, I'm in.
Apparently, it did. I think it did decent. We had the S&P kind of. The S&P correction right now is very curious. Tesla's recovering. Apple's not really.
Yeah, Chamath was happy today.
Yeah.
I guess
God, what did he do?
Just made some of his money back because he lost so much money last week. He lost like $2 billion over the last week.
And yet he says only 1% of his portfolio is risk on, and that's Bitcoin. He says 99% of his portfolio is risk off, and he lost $2 billion in a day.
That's kind of funny. Time to up. He's up in that.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
Time to think about what risk
going to
means.
I wonder how much J Cal holds because he was arguing with Pomp a little bit about it, which it was playful, but I
Yeah.
wonder how much he's smart.
He has to have some, because he told the story in the All In podcast where, yeah, he sold early, but his wife didn't.
That's what it was. Yeah, he was tweeting about her today.
Yeah, and she made she's probably going to make more money in those like couple $100 she spent buying Bitcoin than he is going to in his entire career.
Entire investment career.
Entire founder of companies career.
She needs to host the podcast probably.
That's awesome. That's
super funny.
Speaking of great watch Lunch Money with Pomp.
Dude, Lunch Money's so good.
It's
I feel
so
like
good.
For some reason, like I don't know. I've seen Pomp all the time for years, so I just think he's a way bigger figure than he really is. I don't know. He is pretty big, but like Lunch Money's a great show, and like it doesn't get that many views. Like I thought it would be way bigger than it is.
Couple grand on.
Yeah,
that's
like
crazy.
all the like. I mean, shout out to the corny crypto YouTubes, but like all those things, 10x his views, and I'm like Pomp's the best dude in the space for that.
Yeah,
like,
that's kind of crazy.
At least if you want that like sensationalism and then also learning something, like his channel works.
I think it actually goes against him that he's not just crypto. That he's so general.
Pretty crypto though.
Yeah, a lot of that is. I guess that's true because they were talking back when they did it a year ago. It was so hard to find a story that had Bitcoin in the byline, and now it's everything. Now Gronk is making NFTs, and Taco Bell put out a list of taco NFTs.
That was which is funny because if this were 3 years ago, this would be an automatic tops in that. But no one's saying that right now. Like no one thinks that this NFT craze is quite bubbled over.
I think it's because we've had so many top head fakes.
Yeah,
like Laser Eyes. And where we're realizing that we know almost nothing about market trends.
All right, so you wanna wrap on some longer short?
Do some long short to finish it up. I like it.
I guess I don't remember who started last time. I'll start.
Go ahead.
I got a simple one for the first one. Are you long or short on Bitcoin and Ethereum decoupling this year?
Ooh,
like noticeably decoupling.
I was gonna say this kind of goes back to my flippening, our last discussion. The flippening.
Because it feels like we're kind of already approaching that point.
This before Bitcoin pumped, Ether pumped much harder, and then Ether kind of leveled out, and then Bitcoin went up in the 55s, and I kind of thought we were going to keep eating through there. This is probably a little correction before a bigger bump. I'm long on that because I felt like it used to move the opposite way. It used to be Ether was playing catch up, and we're still only right now we're only $400 over Ether's all-time high. Well, I guess, counting the 2017 cycle, when we hit like 14. We're still relatively close to that. Whereas if you compare BTC, it hit 20, and now we're, almost hit 60. We're almost triple that. Yes, I'm long on the concept. I wish I could be longer, but the more I fall in love with Ethereum, the more I see the mass that Bitcoin has. How much it the gravity of it, just like what it pulls down.
Yeah, it's bigger than you think.
It's unbelievable, yeah.
Okay, cool.
This is something I'm sure you know a lot about. Long or short on Meghan Markle?
Oh, God. Like the person?
Yeah, the person.
Okay. Why don't we like her?
Or
why don't people...
This is your question.
Jesus. I don't even know I don't even know why any of this is a controversy.
What's the controversy?
Why we are arguing about the royal family?
We always argue about the royal family.
Well, I've never argued about the royal family in my life.
Now we have an inside man in the White House, in the Buckingham Palace. I think that's in the palace. We have an American. So every person in the UK hates England, Britain, UK. They're all UK's the three countries. God, jeez, very cultured.
Everyone in the Nando's.
Very cultured. Yeah, Nando's. Where there are Nando's besides Chicago. Oh, I miss Nando's.
There's a Nando's here.
No, there's not.
I found out.
Going to Nando's.
Yeah.
Everybody over there hates her, and she in an Oprah interview, which was posh.
I just don't know why. Why do people hate her?
Because she's American and she is biracial. That is the prevailing theory. In her interview, she said that she's been having dark thoughts and has contemplated suicide while she's been living there, and that there were multiple discussions with her and royal family members worrying how dark their child's skin tone would be, and then how much that child should be in the public eye based on that. The royal family put out a statement that said, "Oh, we hear your concerns, and while our recollections of the stories might differ, we're always gonna..."
Oh boy.
Yeah. So
I'm so I didn't know any of that shit.
I tweeted, so Meghan Markle is amazing because she was in Suits, and Suits is an amazing show. It is the cheesiest. I would
your
nothing
your
more
favorite
in my
show
life.
when I met you was Suits. Yeah.
Nothing else I want more in my life than to be Mike Ross.
Well, then sure, I'm long on Meghan Markle then.
And they're so cute. And then, she went to go marry a prince, and then everyone was mad that she's American. And I tweeted something about how she was great, didn't tag anybody. And somebody was just like searching Twitter for her name to yell at me about why I was wrong. And I was like, oh my God, we got a live one. I was like, what's wrong with her? And they just started listing like, oh, she's like such a hypocritical bitch, and she's doing all this stuff.
Oh, so they have like fake reasons for hating her.
It seemed like that. It seemed like everybody instantly was like, fucking cow. Dude, it was unbelievable the hate that you see. Yeah. The people who do not like her are very bullish on the royal family.
Okay.
So
yeah, I don't.
Pro Meghan Markle kind of means like anti-establishment is what kind of the sentiment that's going around. So.
Sure. Oh yeah, I'll short the royal family. That's fine.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Is I want to go. I don't know how much they're going to be involved in royal proceedings, but I love her. I want to see her out in public more.
I just
come back to America. We miss you.
I just see things about them trending every single day now for the last week, and I'm just like, what is this?
I was getting breaking news alerts.
Why does this matter?
Yeah,
it does. I mean, yeah, I guess I don't know. I just never clicked on any of them, but okay, yeah. She sounds like she needs.
She's great.
She needs some support. Then that sounds great.
Yeah. She deleted her Twitter and all of her socials.
Oh God.
Yeah, I know. Years ago. Yeah.
Does crypto Twitter have like a lean on this? I haven't seen anyone talking about it.
I would assume
joking about it.
I would assume that this like kind of crypto is generally anti-establishment. Okay. I would think people in the UK that are crypto traders are probably like royal family's stupid, but like it's been around.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, cool.
They're going to be fine. The older brother is more suited to take over as king, and he's going to be head of the church. And it's all fake and pomp and circumstance. It's all, you know.
Alex Jones went on Flagrant 2 today and had some wild stuff to say about Prince Charles.
Oh, dude.
And it was hilarious. Everyone should go watch
it. Prince Andrew is the almost dead one, right?
Alex says he's related to Dracula. And that he lives in Dracula's castle. With a bunch of kids. Dude, that man.
I mean, the second part, that's the most believable part of that.
Dude, that man was wildin'.
Big homie of Jeff Epstein. It sounds like.
Yeah. So yeah, every time I hear anything about the royal family, it doesn't sound great. So that's, yeah. Okay. I'll learn something.
That was the other thing. There was a newspaper thing that came out that says like biggest scandal in royal family history in 85 years. And it was like, you don't think it was the guy taking pictures of Jeffrey Epstein on a pedophile island?
Yeah,
like 2 years.
They don't talk about that.
Was the biggest crisis, biggest scandal? Woo.
Pretty wild. What else I got?
Your turn. Number 2.
Oh yeah. Okay. Are you long or short on your father ever investing in Bitcoin?
I'm long on that. Okay.
I've just never talked to your dad about
he's
any
too
of this,
late,
so,
and he knows he's too late. But oh my goodness, he follows a financial journal about a guy, and I cannot remember his name right now. And I'm sure he's a billionaire, and it's cool. And he has been touting Bitcoin as an asset class hedge to traditional portfolio. And it sounds like he's not that big of a gold fan. So he said a portion of it would be smart to do a portion of your portfolio in it. My dad's pretty much retired. Like he hit a big milestone in his retirement portfolio. So I don't think he's looking to change his investment, especially towards. So I think in a couple years he's going to realize that he has more money than he needs because he was frugal for way too long. And then I'm going to be crypto rich, and I'm going to be like, let me help you. Just put like here's some real projects, and at that point I'll be able to convince him to.
If you could convince him to buy Bitcoin now, you'd look so smart.
Except if it's,
unless if we do have another,
he's going to look at it like, oh my gosh, it's gone up so many percentage in the past 6 months, which is a sound argument for every other rise almost in anything ever.
Cool.
Wow, what a scenario just ran in my head there. That's a good question.
Yeah, hit me.
Long or short on student loan forgiveness?
Like it happening or
it happening?
Short.
Yeah. You know what's crazy?
I think they're gonna do some bullshit like tax break thing. They're not gonna actually just hand people money or forgive loans. You know what I mean?
Funny story. The reason I brought this up is because in the 1.9 trillion stimulus package that was just passed, I don't think it has a fancy name. Normally they have fancy names that they push down our throat. That's an acronym for like grow or heal or something. There is a provision that forgiven student loans no longer counts as taxable income.
Wait.
It used to be that if you like stopped paying your loans for a while and they like got mad at you, but they took too long and they were just like, it's forgiven, it counts as income. So you'd have to add that to like your W-2s and your 1099s, and you'd pay taxes on that.
That's hilarious.
So they still get you somehow.
Yeah.
That provision is now gone. You do not pay taxes.
So just people are just not gonna.
Well,
Is that even gonna change anything?
well, okay. On forgiveness, meaning you have to be delinquent on them for so long that that they forgive them, like they write them off their books. I knew somebody this happened to. It said it was over a decade before they finally just said, here you go. But yeah, then they send him a bill for a $14,000 income bill.
And you can't run from that one.
Yep, and no, I get to tell him tomorrow that it's no longer taxable, I think.
Wow.
Yeah. So you
Cool.
would think what it looks like is the Schumer-Pelosi shit show is standing off against the Biden shit show about who should be in charge of student loan forgiveness, because Congress wants 50, but they don't want to do it because I think they already know they're spending too much money and like it'll look bad. And that's it's all about grandstanding. Biden doesn't want to, I don't think he wants to just be firing out a bunch of executive orders already more than he is, because that's been other people's critiques. I think he wants to do as little as possible for 4 years, if he makes it that long. And he wants to do 10K, and he says Congress should do it. But like, so they might just have that conversation for 4 years.
That sounds probably about right.
Yeah. I am actually slightly long on it happening, and that's me being hopeful, I think.
Okay. Well, cool. Well, I hope so.
Me too.
That sounds great.
I would love, if they forgiven $50,000, I would have like $11 of student loan left, and and if it wasn't taxable, oh my God.
Fingers crossed.
Oh my God.
All right, I got a really good one for the last one.
Oh no. Okay.
Are you long or short on my new favorite NFTs?
Oh no. Taco Bell.
Thick Pokemon.
Oh my God.
Of course, I'll throw it up on the screen.
Clap.
Thick Venusaur.
Solar Cheeks.
Solar Cheeks. Thick Charizard.
Oh my God.
So this Twitter account just popped up today,
It's the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
and they've already almost sold out of all of them.
Yeah.
And it was just a Twitter account, like I don't know who started it, obviously, but they just started like tagging Charles and everybody, and they were just like, "Please like us." And so far, it's kind of working.
Of course, like because Charles was just tweeting about fighting a kid in Walmart for Pokemon cards yesterday.
Exactly. All the big accounts are just tweeting out like, "This is why I hate
That is
crypto."
the perfect
Like,
alignment of
dude,
like the nerd.
brilliant.
I've noticed that there's like a nice little anime subset of crypto Twitter that I see some waifus. I think that's why you saw the waifus. Wow, thick Pokemon.
Dude,
That.
and of course, everyone's already like, "Wait, are they gonna get sued for this?" Because this doesn't sound very
yes,
legal.
absolutely gonna get sued on that.
That looks very not okay to do.
That
But
is like legitimate art from the Pokemon card with
With
only
an
the ass,
ass, yeah.
edited.
good luck arguing that in court.
Clap and Thunder Cheeks.
Hilarious. So
I'm so long on that.
okay. Good.
Until they're gonna get Soldier Boy'd, or like when Soldier Boy tried to fight Nintendo. You don't fight Nintendo or Game Freak.
Yeah,
or
no, they're
whoever.
gonna
You
get
don't-
sued, but
you're gonna get destroyed.
until that happens, run with it.
Woo!
Love it.
Oh, that's so good. Okay.
Hit me with your last one.
Final one. I'm cheating another one. I want longest to shortest. Mm-hmm. When we will see it. Let's say March 15th, Stimmy's hit. I want you to tell me the order of Stimmy pumps from least to most. GameStop, AMC, Doge.
Oh God, that's really good.
Because if we're talking memes.
Yeah, least AMC.
Yeah, because this is percentage wise.
So shortest AMC.
Yeah. This
is tough.
It's tough.
I'm gonna go second GameStop, first Doge, because I feel like everyone that memed into GameStop learned a lot about the crypto space, and now Doge is like king meme right now, and I feel like that is. I'm also might just being a little. I still don't even own Doge, but I'm in that bubble now. I don't know. I think it's gonna pop.
That's
in a good way.
It's actually a fair point. Is that you could, if people use their first stimulus to get into GameStop, a lot of them got burned.
Mm-hmm.
Me included. I didn't use stimulus money because there was none. But I did a market buy the day that it froze, so I got in at 280, expecting it to pump to 1,000, which it would have that day if everybody wasn't able to meet the liquidity requirements, which is not a me problem, which is a them problem. Yet the market halted. All buying were locked out. So it's like, oh, well, the game is fixed. What isn't fixed and what never closes?
Dogecoin. Yeah.
Dogecoin. Is it going to get 51% attacked? Actually, no, it's not. We looked into this the other day. Doge is co-mined with Litecoin.
Oh yeah.
So you can't even overflow the mining, like the hash rate mining network or whatever, to like manipulate or like copy the coin. 51%. Well, We'll talk. We'll do like a This Week in Crypto or like a crypto history. We'll talk about there was a Bitcoin 51% attack.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that'd be fun.
And
they
they gave it up consensually because they were worried about the future of the coin. So it's a very cool like heart of crypto story. But yeah, no, like that's what people think that was part of the worry, as Elon said, too much of Doge is held in too few wallets. And that's what he's like, I will literally make this the currency of Mars if these people give it up. Mm-hmm. So, but even if that's the case, yeah, the fact that you can't manipulate it, like the 51% is kind of the main issue brought up in those like small meme stocks. It's like the smaller it is, the easier it is to attack. But that doesn't seem to be much of a problem. And so I agree. Yeah, open 24/7. Let's pump Doge.
Show goes on.
Let's go, baby.
Cool. Well, yeah. I think that's all we had this week. There wasn't much going on. So
yep.
We'll,
yeah, a little slow news day. We're just watching the market, baby.
We'll figure out some fun segments for next week.
We will. Let's see if this keeps pumping. I'd like to see us back at 55. I guess we could. I do want to say, there's no way we're getting this close to the 58 all-time high just to waver $2,000 beneath it and then cool down. I fully expect us to rock it soon.
Well,
we have to break 60 here. I'm very confident.
We'll know in a week.
We will see in a week.
All right. Peace.
See you. Big thanks to our sponsor over at CryptoCandies.io. Head on over to their website and check out their selection. They're always adding super dope and unique new crypto-themed designs, and we greatly appreciate their support.
Thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode of Crypto Dojo. If you enjoyed it, be sure to rate us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts, follow on Spotify, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And feel free to hit us up on Twitter and IG at CryptoDojoPod. We'd love to hear from you.